The special meeting of the Fitch-Rona EMS district is called to order. We could do a roll call.
Strassman. Here. Hilla. Here. Roberts.
Here.
Cronin. Present. Johnson. Kaiser McHenry. Lonsdorf.
Here.
Schnapp.
Here.
Lubenthal.
Here.
She's online.
Chief Anderson.
I'm here.
Deputy Chief Dostala.
Thank you. We have a quorum, so we'll proceed.
Sure.
Chief, you want to give the presentation?
Sure. So it's just a couple of quick slides here. We've had some discussion on this in the fairly recent past, so I just wanted to kind of do a quick review. Misty, who's the finance director from the city of Fitchburg, is here as well. She has a much better grasp of how this works. So if you got any more detailed questions and kind of what I put up here, she, I'm sure, would be more than happy to hop in there and explain some stuff. So thank you very much for doing this. So in a nutshell, this is what I'm going to take. This is the statute that we're referring to. There's a statute that allows, because we are an EMS district, it allows our municipalities to take the increase of to take what our budget is and exceed the tax levy limit for the EMS district, providing that certain criteria are met. Those criteria, the first one is here. So the total charges assessed by the EMS district cannot increase more than CPI plus 2%. Again, thank you to Misty for doing all this work. So CPI used for the calculation is 7.7%. Making the allowed increase up to 9.7%. Again, that's just because of what the inflation is currently as. So this is not, right, this is abnormal that we're all kind of very aware of what's going on. Second part of it is the second criteria, the increase in the specific amount levied to pay for such charges would cause the municipalities to exceed the levy limit that's otherwise applicable. Right, so that is that, what is that new construction plus something? It's a very convoluted formula that does something, but because of everything else, because of that first criteria, we actually can make this happen this year up to that 9.7%. To do that, the budget that we presented, that I presented back to you in June of this year, doesn't get us to that 9.7%. So one of the proposals then is actually to take and increase the reserve line item by an amount that would get us to that 9.7%. Third criteria to make that happen is that all municipalities served by the district must adopt the resolution to exceed the limit. They have to adopt the resolution in favor of it. They don't necessarily have to do that or use that for their funding. So the city of Fitchburg can choose to adopt the levy limit exemption. Say the town of Verona and the city of Verona wouldn't have to, but they do need to approve the resolution. So here's just the numbers for you why this actually is a pretty good fit. So the 2021 audit, which you saw, leaves our unassigned balance at $418,377, which is only 11.2%. Again, this kind of goes back to the last couple of years where the mistake was made on my part, overestimating run income, which tapped into that reserve and brought it down below the 15%, as it's listed up there, right? The intergovernmental agreement that requires a minimum of 15 to 25%. We're at 11.2. I put a smaller line item budget in there to start putting funds back in there. However, this is one opportunity that we have with this option to actually start to increase that reserve funding. As it's listed up there, one, it would qualify the budget. We put additional funding in there. That amount of funding is $48,000 in addition to the $10,000 that I had put in there and presented to you back in June. So one, it qualifies the budget for the tax levy limit exemption. It actually gets us back up to that reserve funding much quicker than I had built it up over 5 to 6 years, using that $10,000 to $15,000. By putting in the $48,000 or increasing it up to $58,000, based on future budgets and run income, potentially within 2 to 3 years, more likely 3 years, we would actually be up to that 15 to 20%. And then in that 3 years from now, after that reserve is actually filled back up, it sets the budget up for future growth as we can kind of reappropriate that increase that we no longer need for the funding of the reserve. So that's kind of in a nutshell what it is. The reason we have to have our special meeting is because we are the commission is the one that actually approves the budget or recommends that the budget be submitted to the municipalities, our budget is moved through the formal municipal approval process. So the steps that have to be taken in order for this to happen is, one, we have to make, the commission has to make a proposal to increase our operational budget by $48,000 in that reserve line item. The second motion then needs to be made to send that amended budget to the municipalities to be approved through their normal municipal process, whether they choose to do it or not. And then the resolutions will be made at the municipal level. We don't make those resolutions. So that's the process that needs to occur. So what I guess is, if there's any questions at this point. Yeah.
The consumer price index of 7.1%, is that a federal thing or a state consumer price index? Can I look that up on Google or something?
So CPI, the Consumer Price Index for urban area, is a federally set standard. So it's the commonly used number for inflation. The BLS, or the Bureau of Labor Standards, is the one that calculates it each time. And the 7.7% is from August of last year to August of this year. So the calculation that's for this formula is not a calendar year, it's August to August.
Average over a year period of time.
Correct.
And the amount, this is not the amount we're going to reduce the levy by, trying to do the math in my head, we're $411,000, we should be up to 480, gets us into the 15% range, or?
I actually have a little sticker on.
If somebody did the math.
Something
on
like
that.
that, yeah.
You can even go back to.
There's the
slide,
sticker.
you got it. Well,
Over the course of 3 years, considering, what I did was figure out that if our budget went up 3% every year for the next 4 years, so that would be year 2, year 3, year 4. At year 4, if our budget goes up 3% every year, we put away
you have to catch up with it,
$58,000 every year. In year 4, we will be at 15%.
okay.
The goal or the hope would be that, especially like this year when we see that run income is projected to be a little higher than budgeted, that will go into the reserve.
Okay.
So this will be, every year when we get our audit, we will look at what that reserve
So
is.
we're kind of climbing out of a hole over 3 years,
Yes,
basically.
yes,
Okay.
yep. The amendment will be to increase it by 48,000 because I had 10,000 in there already. Thank you.
Patrick, would you?
For those that don't know, I'm Chad Brecklin, the city administrator in Fitchburg, but I also wanted to add that we've met on a couple of occasions, both with the city of Verona and the township of Verona, the administration representatives from both municipalities to discuss this strategy. All are appearing to be in support at the administrative level, and in fact, the city of Verona has already passed their resolution to adopt this levy limit, and the city of Verona, much like the city of Fitchburg, would intend to take that levy limit adjustment that this affords. Fitchburg will plan on taking up the resolution October 25th, and the town of Verona is taking up the resolution on November 1st, is my understanding. So this is a great cooperative, collaborative venture between the 3 municipalities, and one of the few advantages that any of us can find about the high inflation that we've all experienced here, both personally and professionally. So thank you.
Thank you. I'm going to walk it over here since I believe you get the script.
Do you want me just to read the amendment now?
Sure, so we need to make a motion.
Okay.
Yep.
So,
So Shannon, she's reading this.
okay, ready? All right, amendment. Okay, so I move to amend the Fitch-Rona EMS 2023 budget to increase the reserve funding, line 63, from 10,000 to 58,000. This amendment also increases the net funding allocations to each of the 3 municipalities, and in total, as shown below, through, line 6 through 9. That's it. That's all I got.
Yeah. It's not specific in there, but,
Okay.
so we just need to.
Is there a second? Okay. Any discussion? If not, let's take a vote. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? The motion to amend the budget as was stated, I won't read it again, is approved. And what was the second motion?
And I guess we need to
Eva?
make, because we've amended the budget, so now we need to make a motion to submission to the municipalities, to submit the amended budget to the municipalities.
You want me to make the motion?
Sure,
I'll make the motion.
what Patrick said.
Yeah, what-
The amended budget to the municipalities.
And a second?
A second,
Okay.
yep.
Any discussion? If not, all in favor signify by saying aye or raise your hand.
Aye.
Anyone opposed?
I,
No one's opposed. The motion as read is passed. Thank you. Any other business that anybody wants to bring up in the special
It
session?
occurs to me that those of us that are on the board or council of these municipalities get to vote on this twice.
That's right.
Is there any reason why we have to vote the same on both times, or?
No. No?
I'll just have to remember when it comes up.
If no further business, a motion to adjourn the special session would be in order. All in favor of adjourning the special session, signify by saying aye. Aye. And anyone on stage?
Aye.
I wonder? Hearing none, the special meeting is adjourned. Thank you.